Sit back, cup of tea, cup of cake, cup of coffee and enjoy. Hello and welcome back to Kpjpflorida. KP here. How are you all doing? Are you okay? I'm okay. Today the weather is a bit in the UK. It was a beautiful day. Well, it ended up being a beautiful day in the afternoon yesterday, and we had all the family around, which was really, really sweet. I had a nice barbecue, met someone's new girlfriend, so that was quite interesting. It's probably quite daunting for someone to come into a big family dynamic group for the first time, but I think I was the nice host, so that was good. It did prompt me though to think that I need to get some party bits and pieces. So when you have barbecues, you can hang things and make your garden look really partified, don't you think? Yeah, so that's probably going to be one of my videos at some point. So anyway, rambling on, this video is a apple cake. Simple as that. Apple cake, gorgeous. I've got lots of apples, look, in my bowl with lots of chocolate eclairs, not going to use those, and a couple of bananas. So we're going to use these apples today. You can use any apples, it doesn't have to be cooking apples, it could be any old apples, and we're going to bake a delicious, moist, yummy apple cake. So come on. Okie dokie, so here are some of the ingredients that I'm using, and as ever they are listed down below as well. So I'm measuring out the butter, which in this recipe needs to be melted. I know a lot of people don't do the measurements, they just do it by eye, so just do it by eye, do whatever makes you happy, but I'm measuring it out, and then we melt the butter. In goes the castor sugar, and then we add the melted butter to the castor sugar. So we're going to add that in together and give that a little mix. Mix it by hand, or if you have a mixer, then you know, it takes away some of the pressure and the stress and it gets it a really nice smooth consistency. So it probably takes a couple of minutes just to give it a good whisk and to make sure all the butter is incorporated into the sugar. Then I am going to be adding in my eggs and whisking. At this point the mixture might look a little bit but it's still okay, and I've put a little bit too much almond oil with almond extract in there. You probably only need a teaspoon or to smell. I don't think you want to taste at this point. So yeah, so look, the mixture is looking quite runny, but no lumps, completely lovely and smooth and glossy. So in now we're going to add the self-raising flour, and as I always say, we just give it a little sieve because we want as much air into our lovely cake to help with the rise. And in this recipe there is baking powder as well, so I put the baking powder in at this point. Then continue just sifting to make sure we get all that lovely air into the rise of our cake. Okay, and then the next step is to combine all of the ingredients nice and gently into the lovely mixture. It's looking good. I put a little bit of almonds in there, just some little grounded almonds went in as well. But look at that cake mixture. That is looking good. Who eats the cake mixture? Come on, tell me you do. We lick those bowls. Okay, next thing to do is to peel the apples, and then we're going to slice them. Now you're probably going to slice them a little bit better than me, but I just sliced them any old way because they're going to bake inside the cake and you're not really going to see them, you're just going to taste them. So get some chopping skills going on. I do it quite randomly. It just doesn't have to be precise, does it? It's apples going inside cakes. Voila, there are the apples all munched up and chopped. Okay, so the usual thing, we grease our pan, our tin. This is an 8-inch round tin that I'm using today. And I use that Wilton cake release, but you can use any oil, what do you normally use when you're baking, and I always dust with flour. If you've seen any of my other tutorials, you know I use my flour and I put one of those baking bombs on. The little sheets that you can get from all supermarkets and obviously online, and it just helps. It helps the cake not stick. Nothing worse than trying to get your cake out of a pan, isn't it? And it all falls apart when you've taken all this love and time to make it look beautiful. You don't want it sticking to your pan. So in goes the a little bit of the mixture first. So the little bit goes on the bottom. It's like a third of the cake mixture goes in on the bottom. Smooth it all out. Make sure it's all nice and into the corners of the pan. And then we add the apple. I was really surprised when I looked at this recipe. I was like, ooh. So if you wanted to, you could make a layered cake. So you could do like the mixture cake. How cool would that be? But I just did mixture, apples, then the mixture on top, made sure that it was all the apples were covered. You could add a little bit of cinnamon in here as well. If you wanted to zhuzh up your apples a little bit, you could do that in here. Yep, look, showing you. The apples are sitting there comfortably. And then we go and put on the top of the mixture. It tastes so yummy. So when you come back and you start editing your videos and you just reminisce on how yummy that cake was, I can just, it was a little bit too much almond for my taste buds. So that's why I say maybe smell and make sure it smells to the right consistency for you. And I think a teaspoon is more than enough. So I'm just spreading it out again, making sure the top has covered all of the apples and it's as smooth as possible, because when it rises, you want a smooth looking cake. So here we go. I'm going to pop that. Okay, cake is in the oven. So now we are going to tidy up the joyful stuff that we have to do after we made a mess. So don't forget, hit subscribe, like, notification bell, bing, 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 so that you get notified every time I upload, which is Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. I upload Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's either going to be a cake, a meal, or a vlog of our weekends or something like that, unless you leave some comments below and tell me what you want us to vlog. If you want us to vlog anything. If you don't, just sit back, cup of tea, cup of cake, cup of coffee, and enjoy. Catch you in a minute when the cake has baked. Wow, look at this one. So the little holes on the top of where I put a little tester in to make sure the cake is baked all the way through. But this little baby is looking pretty good. Wow, look at that. Uno, apple and almond cake with a nice crusty lid. How cool is that? Okay, so let's get into this beautiful, soft, moist apple and almond cake. Let's get into it. Let's give it a cut and then let's see what it looks like, shall we? Okay, so the first cut. Oh yes, look how lovely and just crispy on the outside. Can you imagine this with some fresh cream or some yummy ice cream, or you custard lovers, you could just whack that over the top of it. Oh, lush. Beautiful rise. You can see the apples inside. Absolutely delicious. One of my favourite recipes. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, notification bell, and check us out on the next one. See you later.